All right, good morning. Happy Tuesday to everybody. I wanted to go over our work for Tuesday. On your cover sheet, these are all the things that we're going to be working on today. Our morning work, math for today, spelling city, ReadWorks, our interactive worksheet for grammar, our writing, our math Envision lesson, and then our IXL reading and choice. So let's get started on our morning work. So on this one, we're going to be adding a comma where we think they belong. And so when you're reading the sentence, think about where you would put a pause, and that's probably where a comma would go. Juanita, pick up the dog's toys in the yard. Where could we put a comma in there to separate parts of the sentence? In the yard, Shanice, you'll find a shed. Put the books on the shelf in the library, David. Eduardo, where are the lemons we picked yesterday? So just a hint, your commas are going to be located around names of people. On our math, we're going to be writing cups, pints, quarts, or gallons underneath these liquids to tell us what you think the measurement would be for that liquid volume. So a soda pop, what would be your guess? A milk carton, I guess I'm losing my connection for lumens here. Just be patient for a moment. And then there was a fish tank. So what would your measurement be for a bottle of pop, a bowl of soup, a fish tank? So hopefully it's going to start working again. I'm going to pause for a moment. All right, looks like it's back. On the reading portion, we're going to look at the picture here. It says spelling practice and then has a list of words and then some activities we have to do. So what do you think this page is used for? So I think this page is used for, and then explain. Number 10 says, are teachers or students meant to write on this page? Tell why you think so. So a complete sentence again. I think teachers are supposed to use this page because, or I think students are supposed to use this page because. All right, then on our compound sentences, this would normally go in our grammar notebook for our interactive notebook. So we're working with compound sentences. So a definition of simple sentence is a complete thought with a subject and a predicate. A compound sentence is considered two simple sentences put together with a comma and a conjunction. So we've already covered conjunctions. Remember, we've talked about and, but, yet, though, and so we will be putting those into our sentences to make this change from simple sentences to a compound sentence. Now, normally we would cut these little windows out and we would write our sentences underneath. And if you can do that at home, that would be great. If not, maybe just writing the sentence next to it or writing the sentence under it, wherever you can make it work. So our sentence, I pet the cat purred. How can we make that one sentence? Using a conjunction. School is canceled today. There is too much snow on the road. So we have two sentences and we need to make them a compound sentence. I don't like playing soccer. I like to play baseball. So what could we use in that sentence to make that one whole sentence? And then I will go over that with you tomorrow. All right, so under writing, write a complete story with as many details and explanations as possible so the reader can imagine it in their head. Some of you sent me your writing from yesterday, and it was so wonderful. I could absolutely see it in my head. Use complete sentences. You can use the back if you need to, and extra credit is available. If you send it to me, you get extra credit, 5 points. So this time, we're going to write a complete story about your favorite animal and why they are your favorite animal. How did they become your favorite animal? Have you ever seen your favorite animal in real life? What would you do if you could be around your favorite animal? So it's many details as possible on that one. All right, we have an Envision lesson today. So this is the first page for lesson 12.5 on page 633. So we're going to actually work on page 634. So I'm going to go over to the video and we're going to watch that like we usually do. All right.
How can you use a number line to represent fractions greater than 1? Think about this question during the lesson. A bunny hopped 7/4 the distance of a trail. How can you show this on a number line?
Number lines can also represent fractions that are greater than 1.
What is the whole?
All right, so what is the whole that we're going to be measuring? So what we're measuring is the distance of the trail.
The whole is the distance of the trail. On the number line, the whole is the distance between 0 and 1. What is the denominator of 7/4? Select your answer.
Okay, so remember the denominator determines how many parts there are, and we can see that there are 4 parts, so we're going to pick 4.
The denominator is 4. Divide the whole into 4 equal lengths. Each length is 1/4 of the whole. The numerator is 7. There are 7 lengths of 1/4. The point showing 7 lengths of 1/4 can be labeled as 7/4.
Oops, excuse me. All right, we're going to try it.
Select a point on the number line to explore fractions.
All right, so if we started at 0, what would that say?
0/4 is the same as no lengths of 1/4.
Okay, so then we've got 1.
1/4 is the same as 1 length of 1/4. 2/4 is the same as 2 lengths of 1/4.
So if we skip to 1, what do you think it will be? We talked about this in our lesson last week.
4/4 is the same as 4 lengths of 1/4.
So if you have 4 over 4, we actually have 1 whole. So now we're going past a whole into another whole. So that would make this one be
5/4 is the same as 5 lengths of 1/4.
Because between 1 and 2, it's also divided into 4 pieces.
5/4 is the same as 5 lengths of 1/4. 6/4 is the same as 6 lengths of 1/4. 7/4 is the same as 7 lengths of 1/4.
And so what do you think the number will be for 2? We still have to have the same denominator.
8/4 is the same as 8 lengths of 1/4.
And this is where it kind of looks like a division problem. So 8 divided by 4 would be 2 whole pieces. All right. So we need to go to next. Let's see, there we are, next.
Are there more than 4 lengths or fewer than 4 lengths of 1/4 in 7/4?
All right, so are there more than 4 lengths or fewer than 4 lengths of 1/4 in 7/4? So we've already gone past a 1 whole, so we would want to pick more.
There are more than 4 lengths of 1/4. Is 7/4 greater than 1 or less than 1? 7/4 is greater than 1. Now you know how you can use a number line to represent fractions greater than 1.
All right, so let's go back to our Convince Me video. And that should be on the bottom of your page.
One point on the number line shown has been named with the fraction 2/3. On the number line, the lengths marked are equal. Write a fraction for the other point shown.
All right, so what would be our fraction for this piece? If we look at from 0 to 1, it's broken into 1, 2, 3 pieces. from 1 to 2, it's 1, 2, 3 pieces. So what would the fraction be here? What would the fraction be here and here? So we're going to work on that. All right, let's go to our work page. Let that load. I guess I need to go back because our internet connection went down for a few minutes. So there we go. That's where we needed to be. All right. On the top of our guided practice, it says name a fraction that is to the right of the point for the number 2 on the number line. So if we're over here looking on that page before, excuse me, what would be the next fraction? So we were at 8/4. What would be the next one if we went past that number 2? And you would want to think about, let's go back to that page so we can see that. So what would be the next number after this 2 here? We know that this is 7/4, so this would be 8/4. What would be the very next fourth? We would want to write in 9/4. So on I think I need to go back to my page so I can write on it here. All right. So on here I can write down a text box, and I can write down 9/4, 9/4. Number 2, Quinn says that 10/8 comes to the right of 9/8 on a number line. Do you agree? Why or why not? We're going to go ahead and draw a number line. Oh goodness, we're going to start over on that number line, aren't we? Because that was kind of messy. This is the best this tool will let me do, I guess. All right. So if we're already at 10/8, we've marked 10/8 on this number line. What would be this one that came right before it? Taking 1 away, we'd want to write down 9/8. I guess I could have got my text box there. 9/8 would be for this next spot. So, yes, they are correct. We're going to put our little text box here. Technical difficulties here. Okay, so yes, 10/8 comes after 9/8. Because the numerator would be 1 less on the number line. Now I wonder, let me see if I can make this small enough that we can see the whole answer. Well, it's not letting me do that. Let me see if I can just move my little text box over here so you can read the whole thing. Yes, 10/8 comes after 9/8 because the numerator would be 1 less on the number line. All right, hopefully you can see all of that. All right, on do you know how? In numbers 3 and 4, each number line has equal lengths marked. Write the missing fractions. So we've got between 0 and 1 here. So we see 3/3. We've got it broken into 3 parts. So what would the first third be? Second third, third third. What would be the next one after that? So on our number line, we would want to write down I think this one might be a little bit more cooperative with me here. So we could write 1 Oh, I think I'm just going to have to write it myself. Technical difficulties today. 1/3. If we're at 3/3, what would be our next one? We would have 4/3. All right, so on number 4, between numbers 0 and 1, it's broken up into 4 pieces. So what would the first fourth be? We would call that 1/4. Then we have 2/4, 3/4. What would be the next one? 4/4. What would come after 4/4? 5/4. It looks like we're doing the right thing because now we're at 6/4. So what would be next? 7/4. And then 8/4. All right. So scooting down here, 5, 6, and 7, they want you to, each number line has equal lengths marked. Write the missing fractions. So just like we did up here, we have some that are less than 1. This is broken into 2 parts. And this one goes past 1. What would be this part if we're breaking it up into 2? There's kind of a clue here. And then number 7, it's broken up into 6. So what would these numbers be as you go along the number line? And then number 8 and 9, divide the number line into equal lengths and then write the missing fractions. So this time they want you to put the lines in. So they put the lines in for us up here, but on this one they want you to put the lines in where things would go. So we need some lines in here. So this one needs to be broken up into 3 pieces as well. This one needs to be broken up into 3 pieces as well. And then we're going to start numbering them. So the first third would be 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. If you want to write 3/3 under here, you certainly may. It's a good reminder. So the next one would be 4/3, 5/3. Oh my goodness, my writing with this tool is comical, isn't it? 6/3, 7/3, 8/3, and 9/3 would be the last one. All right, so you're going to do that on these 2 sections, labeling in the number line. On the back, it says number 10 and 11, use the number line right here. So we've got a school, we've got a grocery store, we've post office, and a swimming pool. What fraction tells how far the swimming pool is from the school? So if we start at the school, how far away is the swimming pool? So we need to count it in fractions. We have 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6. What would this one be if it's a mile? 6/6. And what would this one be? It says, how do you know it would be that? So you need to use your words to explain what we just did. Number 11 says the hospital is halfway. So the hospital is halfway between, let me erase this part here so we can write on this one. The hospital is halfway between the grocery store and the post office. So this is where the hospital would be. They didn't mark it, but they're telling us where it would be. What fraction tells how far the hospital is from the school? So what is this fraction here? Explain how you know. Number 12 says Tim has 78 board games. He has 10 boxes. Each box holds 9 games. If Tim puts all the games he has into the boxes, how many more games can he fit? Complete the bar diagram and solve the problem. So this is how many game boxes it holds. The games he has is 78. How many more could he get in those boxes? So first of all, we can multiply here to find out how many boxes. And then we need to take out what we already know so that we can find out how many more we can add. 2 steps on that one. Remember to pause or go back to any of these questions to listen to us go over that again so that you can figure that out. Rachel says that 7 times 5 times 2 is 24. She explains that she used the distributive property to find 7 times 2 plus 5 times 2, which equals 14 plus 10. Then she added to get 24. Do you agree with Rachel? Explain. So she did the 7 times 2 and the 5 times 2. Added those together and got 24. Do you think that was the right way to do it? Or do you remember that we did the associative property? We multiply this and then multiply it by that. So write down what you think that answer would be. Number 14, draw lines to divide the number line into fourths. Show a point at 3/4. So draw the lines to divide it into fourths. So we have to break these into fourths. And there's a fourth, and then 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay. Now they want you to show a point at 3/4. So 1, 2, 3. There's our point. We're going to write the number 3/4. Then it says show another point at 10/4. So starting here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So keep going and show me where 10/4 would be. Then the homework is going to be the same way. You're going to fill in the missing ones. Going past 1, what would that be? To start counting from 0, what the numerator would be. Same kind of question here. We have a pet shop, a school, a mall, and a park. So you're going to be doing the same thing that we did on 9 and 10 on the practice page. Draw a triangle in which all sides are different lengths. Jan said that 2 is between 0 and 3/4 on a number line. Do you agree? Can you explain? You can also draw a number line. That will help you show. Lee marks 6th on a number line. He writes 5, 6 just before the 1. What fraction does he write on the first mark to the right of the 1? So that would be after the 1, because that would be on the right. Which factor makes these equations correct? 6 times blank equals 54. Blank times 9 equals 81. So the question mark is the same number. Which one would make both of them correct? And then number 14 says divide Katrina's number line into eighths. Divide Eric's number line into fourths. So this one needs to be broken into eighths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This one we need to break up into fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, once we've marked it, we need to go back. Show a point on Katrina's number line that is less than 1. So here's 1. Show 1, any of these that you want to pick. Write the fraction for that's less than 1. Show a point on Eric's number line that is greater than 1. So here's his 1. What fraction could you write that is greater? Then you're going to label those fractions on there. All right, so that is the end of your paperwork. Don't forget to do your Spelling City activities and your ReadWorks activities. And remember, none of this work needs to be sent back to me. This is just our daily practice work. The only thing that can be sent back for credit is your writing for 5 extra credit points. The only day we send paperwork back is on Thursday or at the end of the week. If you finish your stuff on Sunday, that's when you can send it back. to me. So you don't have to send it every day. If you have any questions, make sure you email me. Let me know if there's anything I can help with. If you need me to go over a problem, if I need to do a video, anything that will help out, I'm here for you to work on that. So you have a great day. Enjoy some of the sunshine and get some exercise. Check out the things on the side of our blog page that are exciting to do, Mystery Science, and Go Noodle and Number Rock, and all of the rest. So have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon.